Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Antje and today I'll be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. And the first question is, why did you start this channel? And I've been watching Booktubers since about 2017, and since then, every time I've been interested in a book, I've come on to Booktube, watched a couple of reviews and then decided whether I was going to purchase the book or not. And there have been hardly any books since then that I haven't picked up because of Booktube. And seeing as I've benefited so much over the last couple of years from this community, I wanted to give something back and become a more active member of everything that's going on Booktube. The second question is, what do you bring to Booktube? And I want to really bring in-depth discussion videos about books to my channel so that people or readers who are on the fence about buying a book or reading a book can come to my channel, watch a discussion video and then decide whether this book is for them or not. And I don't want it to be important whether our reading tastes align or not. A reader might say, oh well, Antje said she really disliked this and this about a book, but that's exactly what I like in a book, and yeah, that everyone can go away from my videos just feeling that they've gained something or gained some insight. And I just in general wanted to be a community of in-depth discussions, always focusing on one book and not so much on multiple books in one video, which I do enjoy watching. But yeah, most of the booktubers I follow do more of this one book discussion type of video. Question number 3 is, what are you most excited for about this channel? And I'm just looking forward to be able to talk about books non-stop in as much detail as I want, and being able to interact with people who also want to talk about these books and who are also passionate about reading, and just being part of this community that I've only been watching in on from the outside mostly, and now also being able to give back and yeah, hopefully have people who enjoy watching my content in their free time. The fourth question is, why do you love reading so much? And to be honest, I can't remember a time of my life when I wasn't a reader. So I started reading at a really young age, and it's just such a great hobby for me because I'm an introvert and I need a lot of downtime to just decompress and relax. And books allow me to just go into this safe space, dive into different topics depending on my mood. I can pick up a thriller, a romance novel, a fantasy, whatever, and just enjoy this time of peace and relaxation, especially with all the news always coming in and social media. I think there's nothing better than a book that takes you away from the internet and from all the loud noise to just enjoy yourself. Question number 5 is, what series or books got you into reading? And in my case, that must have been books by Enid Blyton, so with Twins at St. Clair's or The Famous Five, because I remember my sisters and I, in our holidays when we were at my grandparents' place, we spent so much time replaying The Famous Five, even though it was just 3 of us. I think mostly we pretended that Dick didn't exist, or one of us had to play Julian and Dick at the same time. And we had a stuffed dog that we dragged along to be Timmy. And yeah, we just played for hours and hours. And then later it was the Harry Potter series, or might have been at around the same time. And again, my sisters and I, we played Harry Potter the entire time. And I think this reading experience of reading by yourself and then enjoying it with other people is just the nicest thing to have. And I think that's what I'm looking for on Booktube, for reading not to be the solitary experience, but something that you really flesh out in the community with others. Question number 6 is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? And at this point, I'm following so many booktubers, I wouldn't know where to start, with whom, with what question. But in general, what I am really impressed about, and the question I keep asking myself again and again, is how do they manage, or how do you manage to put out so much content with the consistency that you do? No matter whether booktubers are sick or what's going on behind the scenes, these people, these booktubers, they just manage to bring out new content every single week, and it's high quality content, it's fun to watch, it's well edited, and I just respect the people deeply who manage to do this over such long periods. Plus, you have to find the time to read to put out this kind of content. So yeah, very impressed. How do you do it? I'd be really interested in knowing. Question number 7 is quite long, so I'll have to read it out. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? So, as I kind of teased in the question before, I think consistency will be kind of difficult to bring out new videos every week or every 2 weeks, depending on, and just sticking to that rhythm and not let life overwhelm me and push this fun aspect of my free time aside. Though of course that also means that I have to start reading more consistently. At this point there are weeks where I read 3 or 4 books, and then again there might be 2 weeks where I don't read a single one. So I'll have to kind of check how I'll get that under control. And then there's also the issue of how do you talk about 3-star books? Like, if it's a 3-star book, at times it's really difficult to think of something to say. And yeah, I just have to rearrange my reading, I guess, so that I'll have more interesting insight than it was okay. Question number 8 is, when did you start reading? And this is a difficult question to answer, just because my parents read to me since I was a toddler. So they read to me every single evening, and at some point it just transitioned. I think my mum taught me to read when I was 4 or 5, and that's when I started picking up books and reading at the same time my parents were reading to me. So I would say I've always been a reader since kind of the beginning. Question number 9 is, where do you read? And before social distancing, I was reading everywhere. On the bus, in the train, at the bus stop, on the street when I was waiting for someone, in a cafe if I was waiting for someone, at uni, in the library, in the dining hall if I was on my own. So yeah, just literally everywhere, because I have an ebook reader, so it's easy to just put that in an outside pocket, quickly pull it out without having to look for the right page number. Yeah. But since social distancing, I've been at home, so I mostly read on our big sofa now, which is quite comfy, and from time to time I also read in bed or at the dining table. Question number 10, and this is also the final question, is, what kind of books do you like reading? And I went through my Goodreads reading challenge, and I think most of the books I read in 2020 are either thrillers or historical novel. But in general, I've got quite a wide reading taste or range, as I think most people have. So I've also read fantasy, science fiction, and a bit of YA this year. But I would say mystery and thrillers have been the biggest constant in my reading experience or reading life, just because they are mostly very easy to digest. It's fun to listen to them as audiobook, but I don't think I'll be talking about them that much on my channel, just because thrillers are mostly 3-star reads, and I don't have that much to say about 3-star reads. Plus, you can't dissect thrillers that well without spoiling them. But I just see as my channel continues how I'll fit them in to my concept, I guess. In general, I can say I read mostly backlisted books, which doesn't have to do with me preferring backlisted books, but they are just cheaper. I can get them secondhand, and the next bigger library in my area doesn't have that many English books, which means I have to wait till they're translated into German, and then the waiting list is just so long. So yeah, getting new releases is just not feasible for me at this point. Thank you for watching my Booktube Newbie Tag until the end. I hope you got to know me a bit better, and if you have any further questions, just write down in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. I've already got my first videos up on this channel, so you can just click through them and see what kind of content I make. And if you enjoy it, yeah, I would really like it if you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I put out videos every single Tuesday, and I hope I'll see you in that comment section then too. Otherwise, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Bye.